for coming up with this motion, because indeed the issue of drugs is really a big issue amongst our youth. Madam Speaker, previously Western Kenya did not have this kind of problem amongst our youth, but currently it's a big issue affecting most of our youth in Western Kenya. In fact, a research that was done in 2022 indicated that Western Kenya is actually leading in the abuse of drugs. Madam Speaker, I would recommend that this problem should be taken as a mental problem, mental sickness, whereby these persons should be taken to this kind of centers and have a proper treatment. Madam Speaker, currently these particular centers, when persons get there and come out, they're kind of stigmatized, which makes the persons who have gone there, when they come out, actually they continue or they relapse into the same practice of drugs because of the kind of treatment they get from their peers, the community in general. Madam Speaker, we will note that when it comes to most of the strikes in our schools, most of the students, the pupils who lead these strikes, Madam Speaker, are actually students who have actually engaged in this kind of behavior, taking drugs. And unfortunately, Madam Speaker, I don't know what's happening with our country. These drugs are easily available in our community. You know, the kiosks around schools, some of the rooms or hostels around schools actually are known to host persons who deal in these drugs. And Madam Speaker, it is also worth to note that the persons really who are involved in this business are some of the well-up persons in the country who don't care so much of the effects of this particular drugs to our youth. Madam Speaker, something else I would actually maybe urge the government is that presently, for example, now in Western Kenya, we don't have any of these institutions in the region. And most of these institutions are, what is striking, they are run by private entities, institutions. The question is, how come the government is not involved in running these institutions? Maybe it's a moment the government can come in as having these institutions and running them for effective management of this problem in our country. Madam Speaker, we are aware the criminals who have caused harm to the society, when they're taken to prisons, Madam Speaker, they're actually trained. Some of them, when they come out probably rehabilitated with some skills in the community. But when it comes to these rehabilitation centers, the current ones, Madam Speaker, when the persons go there, what is happening there in the private institutions is just a matter of maybe eating, sleeping well, being taken away from the community. So there isn't much that improves these particular persons. And you find that apart from the youth who are involved in this and they become destroyed, we also have actually professionals. You find teachers, you find doctors also affected by this kind of problem, whereby when they get into these institutions, Madam Speaker, we must have proper engagement that when they come out, like when he's a teacher, when he gets out back to school, he can actually begin teaching effectively and like it is presently. Otherwise, I want to thank Mheshimiwa Makali for this motion. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Taita Taveta, Honorable Lydia Mzigi. And Honorable Members, we can make our contributions brief so that as many as possible participation can be found from the members. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Though I was holding on for the next agenda, but I wish to comment on the motion that is on the floor right now on the expansion of drug and substance abuse rehabilitation centers. Madam Speaker, I want to begin by congratulating the member, my colleague, for this motion.